just Amaranth. I think Amaranth has had the most stalkers. She's had like 1,000 stalkers at this point.
Amaranth is the only one who openly talks about her stalkers, which many Twitch streamers won't do for understandable reasons. But women on Twitch have a very tough go at it, and most people don't fucking see it for obvious reasons, because talking about stalkers for the most part is actually really bad, because they literally get like more interested in stalking and shit, which is why a lot of people won't openly state it. People that says Twitch don't give a fuck, bro, there is nothing, and I mean not a thing, that Twitch can do about this. Okay? So it is pretty crazy. When I say like I have pathological stalkers that cyber stalk on the internet and like, you know, reach out to my fucking fans and shit and like write stuff to them and constantly are working to diminish everything I try to do and all that sort of stuff. That is one thing as an online political commentator that I have to deal with. What women have to deal with on top of that is literally like, I'm telling you, for the most part, what every fucking average female content creator has to deal with is like straight up worse than what I have to deal with for the most part. And they are in that situation simply for existing. Like they're not even, it's not because of their political takes or anything like that. They are literally in that situation for simply existing as a woman on the internet. Use our emotes in other people's chats, Pepela. Wait till you see the psychos defending stalkers in the retweets. I mean, yeah, there's like a lot of people. There are a lot of people who are very sad on the internet, okay? It just sucks. There are a lot of people on the internet that are really, really in a bad place, okay? They're not in a good place at all. They're in a bad place. They are looking for a sense of community, a sense of comfort, and this kind of sense of comfort sometimes comes from, you know, enjoying your content creator, being a stan, okay? Straight up. Like, you know, appreciating the content that someone does positively. And then sometimes and that can also reach unhealthy territory, certainly. Sometimes it comes from pathologically stalking someone and creating a community of people in a Discord server, actively and deliberately monitoring every single thing that that person does over the internet, and sometimes even in fucking person, as best as you can, piecing through every little thing that they're doing. Did they go out today? Did they go here? Did they go there? What time did they fucking log on to their Discord? What time did they log off their Discord? And when I explain this shit, like, I'm telling you, dude, like most female content creators have this shit. Straight up. It's a weird line between like loving that person and fucking despising them at the same time. It's like completely pathological. I have my own version of that as well, obviously. I won't get into it too much. Not a big deal. You know, I have methods of dealing with it. But this story is way more common than you would think.
I think. She's had like an entire fucking football squad worth of stalkers, and that includes third string and bench players. She could fill up an entire Comic-Con convention center with just her stalkers. It's absolutely terrible, and again, it's not just Amaranth. Tons of streamers have talked about their personal experiences with the problem, and one that's always stuck out to me is a really frightening one. I won't name the streamer's name, but there's a streamer on Twitch who has had a problem with a member of her community for almost 4 years now, I believe. And this guy has flown down to her city, uninvited, unannounced, to try and track her down and find her. Yeah. And while doing that, even broke into another streamer's house while they were streaming, went on their stream and tried to use them to reach out to that streamer on their behalf to track her down for them. Absolute fucking lunacy. And they have also, the stalker has also written a manifesto that's over 400 pages long and still being updated to this day.
Yeah.
An actual fucking Harry Potter's book worth of delusion and all about like dating the streamer and all kinds of wild shit in there. It's just straight up horrifying and downright sad. So now let's go through Amaranth's tweets today. This is her alt account. She says that her stalker traveled from Estonia came to her city and camped out in a hotel with a line of sight to her P.O. box and spent over a month camping out daily at a Starbucks next to the P.O. box and streamed it the entire time, typically to 0 viewers, but growing as he gained notoriety, and every time his account would be taken down, he would just make a new one. This is already so much to digest right here. 44
One of the things that streamers also do is like try to not get those accounts taken down so they can monitor their activity as a method of like trying to defend themselves.
days and 33 minutes according to Amaranth, and I'm guessing that's based on how long the stream was up for, based on VODs and all of that, so it was probably realistically a bit more than that, because I'm sure he was there longer off camera. So that is fucking terrifying. Not only was she being stalked, but he was doing it publicly to an audience. Mind-blowing. Camping out at a nearby Starbucks so that way he could be constantly monitoring the P.O. box, hoping to catch her. Like Elmer Fudd trying to set a trap for Bugs Bunny. But that's just the beginning. She said that he'd change his name by just adding more numbers to it, and by his own admission went full scorched earth and sold everything. He sold his house, his car, all his possessions, his cat, and by his own admission again, in publicly posted vlogs, a manifesto. The only thing he brought with him was phone, clothes on his back, and a saxophone, as well as the saxophone.
For the record, I want to point out one more time. If you're in this chat right now and you feel like you are in a community alongside other people that do similar things, maybe not like leave your entire life behind and, you know, move over to a different city or something like that. But if you spend 8 hours a day watching me, waiting for an opportunity to like clip some shit out, and I know you're in here right now, some of you are in here, it is no different than what these people are doing to Amaranth as well. I know that deep down inside you feel like you are holding me accountable, that you think I'm like an evil villain. I promise you, your relationship with the stream is deeply unhealthy. I want what's best for you. Obviously, it's a mutually beneficial relationship for me if you fuck off and, you know, live your own life. But you can get better. You can get help. The circles and communities that you exist in that are doing this sort of thing alongside you might give you a sense of comfort and security. They might actually make you feel alive. It might feel like you're doing something that is justifiable. I'm not a bad person in the way that you think I am from all the fucking clips that you have seen. I promise you will be in a much better place mentally if you just start taking baby steps and remove yourself from those circles. I promise. Things will get better for you mentally, okay? Focus on your own self. Don't flatter yourself. Why are you like this, man? I already described exactly why I don't personally fucking usually explain my experiences in this situation. It's a little different than physically stalking someone. What makes you think I'm not talking about people that are physically stalking as well? Do I have to fucking spell everything out for all of you fucking weirdo parasocial 60-month subscriber freaks in here? Is that what I have to do? All the time? Huh? Is that what I have to do for you all the time? Maybe, how about I fucking do my own goddamn commentary, my own goddamn stream, trying to parse through a delicate matter without you fucking freaks coming in and being like, well, that's actually different. There's 35,000 people in here. How about you shut the fuck up and let me explain, let me use this as an opportunity to reach out to some people, okay?
Case, and he would play the saxophone in some live streams and in public places, and it allowed him to carry around a giant instrument case, which Amaranth said made her nervous because you can put weapons in an instrument case, and I honestly think it's a pretty reasonable fear to have because it makes no sense that he sold everything else except for a fucking saxophone and its case, unless he was planning on becoming like a traveling saxophone performer, like just going around and playing Careless Whisper forever. It makes no sense why he sold everything except that saxophone in its case, which I agree
The
is
saxophone is not that bizarre because you can fucking hide a weapon in it, and Amaranth is correct in like assuming that that is something to be afraid of. For the record, you know what I mean?
very weird, but I think the most concerning thing here is the fact that he sold all of his shit before moving from Europe to be near Amaranth and try and track her down. The fact that he sold everything prior to doing all of this is that kind of behavior that people do right before doing something drastic, like something life ruining and changing. The fact that he'll just cut all ties to everything he's ever owned like that, the whole nothing left to lose mentality, is absolutely fucking terrifying. She goes on saying that she would make it very clear that she didn't want to meet him, didn't want to be anywhere near him, but he would respond by just saying, liar, liar, fiance.
What is the right way to deal with this? Amos was coming and it sounds like she had none to resolve it. No, you have to hire armed security. That's it. The unfortunate reality is in a lot of these circumstances, you have to just wait for it to move on to another person. Yep, that's the sad fucking truth. Same with cyber stalking, which oftentimes turns into real physical stalking as well. When it comes down and everyone on the internet is like fucking up your asshole, or when it comes down and like specific communities have targeted you, this happens regularly. And these two things like go hand in hand. Oftentimes these dudes are also fucking incels and shit too. You just have to wait. Literally have to fucking wait. I'm not going to talk about any stories. I don't have any stories. I don't have any stalkers. Okay? Shut the fuck up. Yeah. There are there are units in the LAPD because of how prevalent this is in Los Angeles with influencers, celebrities, yada yada. There are units that specifically deal with shit like this, but they're not great. Anyway, like I said, it takes a lot of bravery to come out and speak about this sort of thing. Specifically because when you do speak about this, more people come in and do it. Like people go, oh shit, that's something I could do. That's great. I'm going to do it as well. It's crazy. It's like whenever someone in the chat says some like completely insane thing and then other people believe that chatter and like go along with that narrative, it's like that.
And would make dancing videos reminiscent of Buffalo Bill dancing scene and send them to her. And then she posts a picture of it. This whole situation is deeply disturbing, and the fact that he would send videos to her privately is just super fucked up as well. Literally just rubbing it in her face that he is stalking her, and there's nothing she can do about it because the law enforcement wasn't acting very efficiently here, clearly. And then the picture